Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Thank you very much for those of you who join on the regular and who may be new to the Live with Lloyd family joining for the first time. As you say, I have a very distinguished guest, a young lady. Her name is Lo. She is an entrepreneur, and we're going to go through her story in a visual way, which is something that's a little different. And let me see. So, what I want to do though is before I do that, I want to let you know that this show is sponsored by. Okay, let me get this together here. Alrighty. First of all, the show we have a brand new sponsor, two new sponsors, in fact, is How Money Works with Dr. Yana Woodhouse. She's one of my favorite ladies. She's been one of my favorite guests. Every time she's on the show, it's just all such a tremendous response. So I want to thank her. She's going to have a How Money Workshop series coming up, and we'll have that at the end of this session. Next, I want to also introduce another sponsor, Intellectual Power. This is this is Riza Islam. I don't think he's a doctor. It's Riza Islam. He might as well be a doctor with his intellect. But anyway, he's formulated these supplements that's out of this world from the beautiful island of St. Lucia. And when you open the bottle and smell it, you can tell it's not here. Okay, it wasn't made here, that's for sure. So it's going to be offering a discount that I'll explain later. Also, Nicholas Brooklyn, they are celebrating 50 years. And it's kind of one of those stores you can't go in and just buy one thing. They're from incense to books to crystals to oils to fragrances. I mean, it's just like you have to see it for yourself. It's at 1369. They're going to have something coming up this Saturday. We'll also discuss that in more detail. Our regular sponsor, Manifest on Purpose, Miss Kimberly. Today, she talked about when one door closes, another door opens. You got to hear it. It's very amazing. Sometimes when we think doors close, actually it's a blessing to step through other doors. But the way she puts it is very interesting. And you only have 3 more days to sign up for the Cardology Cycle class sponsored and given by Jazz Aphrodite. And there's her website to sign up and register. That is jazzaphrodite.com. All righty. And so before we bring on my distinguished guest, today is Wednesday, May 15th. The sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Virgo, both earth sign energies. So it means be very pragmatic. 4 universal month, 7 universal week, 1 universal day, Aquarius, Leo, Aries, and those that are born on the 1st to 4th, the 10th to 13th, the 19th, 22nd, 28th, and 31st of the month. And this should be a very interesting day for you. By the way, I do not, whether or Live with Lloyd or myself, will ever DM you for money. I'm having a problem now with a platform. I'm just finding out, and I do believe it was hacked, such as it is with life, I guess. But please like, share, and subscribe. And I noticed we're getting sponsors from a little bit of everywhere. But without further ado, but I actually meant to bring me on first. Hold on. That's one thing about a lot of things. Okay, there we go. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us. I have my sister's pendant that she gave me. It's number 7. I'm a number 7. She's a number 7. She has 7 letters in her name. I'm going to tell her about herself later on. But anyway, that's my favorite. She's a Leo too. She don't play. Anyway, I do want to introduce my very special guest. She is a young entrepreneur. Her name is Lo. Lo, how are you?
How you doing, Lloyd? I'm doing very well this evening. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. You are an entrepreneur, so we're going to try to tell it in a way that's like doing a journey. We got a lot of your visuals. You might as well have been a model too, the way it looks. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm a little partial, but what made you decide to become an entrepreneur? Because entrepreneur is a nice word to use, but it's not always an easy road to follow. What made you decide that I'm going to be an entrepreneur? Did you just wake up one day, or you was partying hard, or what?
Well, I I had a career as an educator before I was an entrepreneur. But I kind of felt like I always wanted to have my own business, be my own boss, have my own thing, and just produce something that was just created and made by me. And I wanted to be able to do something where I could make my own money, sustain myself, and not have to follow what anyone else was telling me or anyone else dictating me on when to show up or how I could do something. So I guess maybe it just started from a little bit of a rebellious nature, but I felt like I had more to give than to help someone else achieve their goals when I had my own and I wanted something for myself. So that's how I kind of decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Well, I like that attitude. That's why entrepreneurs become entrepreneurs, I imagine, because they
Yeah,
think they can do
true.
it better than a 9 to 5 situation. So,
True.
so far in your early journey with this, what has been your pluses? What have been your minuses or challenges? Does that make sense? Other than the fact that you now are responsible for every decision you make.
Right. So I make clothing. That's what I actually do. That's my business, and it's still growing right now. The pluses is that I've learned a lot and that I've kind of had fun doing it, and I've met a lot of people doing it. And the minuses was that I had to learn a lot. I thought it would be a little bit easier than what I thought it was. I kind of have like, just like natural kind of talents. And so you think that something might come to you a little bit easier. But it was still very challenging as far as like how to start it and then actually how to turn your creativity into an actual business. So when you're seeing a product, you're just seeing the product, but there's of course a lot of logistics that go into running a business and how to, make it self-sustaining. So I had to learn a lot. I had to work on a website. I had to figure out how to actually create designs, had to figure out how to put them on a t-shirt. And a lot of those things I could outsource, but I wanted to learn how to do it on my own. And I felt like if I knew the business better, then once it started to grow, then I would be able to um, dictate those responsibilities better. If anyone ever asked me, do you need help with something? I would be able to delegate responsibilities if I were to have a team, so to say. So, just learning how to know how much things cost, materials, shipping, and it's just a lot that goes into running a business. So that was a learning curve for me, but I feel like I know that I've learned a lot from doing it on my own. So it just was really from the ground up. Lots of challenges, but that's what made me grow. That's what made me a little bit more savvy. That's what made me want to push harder because of all the work that I did put in. So now it's like I really, really wanted to see the success of it.
Well, good. In fact, you named your business Red Hoodie. How did you come up with that?
Yes. The full name is Red Hoodie Collection, but it was shortened by Red Hoodie. I'll give you a little bit of the story. I was living in California at the time, and it was my first time being away from home, and my family is my anchor, and being away from home, being away from my community, from people that look like me, I kind of felt a little bit disconnected. I was seeing things in the news, specifically about Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice. Those were the two incidences at that time that specifically propelled me. And I just seen what was happening to them, and I was really frustrated. I didn't have that outlet. I didn't know how to express myself, and so I just decided to do something creative, because usually when you're doing something creative, it comes with light and with positivity, instead of me sitting and dwelling and feeling sad about something. And so I was inspired. They had a lot of t-shirts, and you may remember, it was like the hands up don't shoot t-shirts, and those, that was a very powerful statement, but it still made me feel sad that we had to ask, like, please don't, you know,
Yeah.
shoot us, please don't hurt us. So I wanted to kind of make my own stuff that kind of I felt would make me feel empowered and hopefully help other people to feel empowered. But the red hoodie specifically came from, that picture of Trayvon Martin with his hoodie up, or all the young black boys that are wearing hoodies and they're a criminal, like they fit the description of a criminal. And, these police are just shooting at these children. And so, any blood soaked hoodie would turn red. So
Uh,
I got
uh,
red hoodie.
uh.
And the collection is just, a collection of the stories of these young men, young women too, that are no longer here. And I just wanted to express that in the most positive, inspiring, and empowering way that I could.
Okay, well, I tell you this. You said you call me Lloyd, but people looking, you got the same name as me.
That is correct.
Okay.
Just keeping it professional.
I know. For those of you, if y'all haven't figured out, this is my beautiful daughter, Lanice. We was gonna be like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I just looked at you got the name all up there and stuff like that.
I
So
know. Once the internet has your business, I didn't know how to undo it. It's like linked straight to my Google account and stuff like that. But I was like, oh, it's too late.
okay. So now they know if I'm partial, yes, this is my second daughter, and I have beautiful daughters too. Three of them.
Yes.
I'm really
Yeah.
blessed. My first daughter was on talking about yoga and diet and nutrition and health. All my girls are enterprising. My boys too, but I showcase my girl. Well, now that we done got that out the way, okay.
Yeah.
So now you just call me Dad. It sounded strange you calling me Lloyd. Says you don't call me Lloyd. Anyway, um, we're gonna start with the image. The very first picture you took was one I happen to love. Tell us about this one.
So this is the probably the first t-shirt that I've ever printed. It's the first picture that I ever took. It's the first picture that I put on my personal Instagram, and it's the first picture that I used to start my red hoodie collection Instagram page. This was taken by my friend. She goes by Butterfly. She's a creative herself, and she is a photographer as well as an art, just all around artist. And so she took this picture of me on the rooftop, and I was like, girl, I don't know when I'm gonna do this. I don't know when to start. And she was like, come on, let's do something. Let's just have some fun. And so I was like, girl, let me put on my shirt, tried to do something with my hair, and we were on the roof, and it I guess it really worked that it was a cloudy day, and then you see the little pockets of sun shining through.
Yeah, yeah. This is one of my favorites too, by the way. I've seen many of them, but this, for some reason, this is my favorite. I did not know this was your very first image to starting your entrepreneurship. I think this
Yes.
is great. All right.
Yes, my very first picture.
Now, there's something interesting you said that when in this instance you do something is how do you say art and art? Can you explain that?
So I don't have like a studio that I work in, or just a plain backdrop. So naturally outside, and I love the elements of nature, the greens, the browns, bright sunlight. And so I always will film outside, but I don't like to just film outside just anywhere. I like to film in the or take photos in the park, but I also really love to take photos in front of street art. It almost feels like I'm collaborating with artists, and it inspires me to keep going. So whenever I see any type of beautiful art, a mural, graffiti, commissioned art or not. If I kind of feel like I love it, I think it's beautiful, I like the vibe of it, I'll make sure to take a picture in front of it. And this is actually on 116th Street and 8th Avenue, right kind of in the block by the train station. And it's a
Oh yeah.
lovely mural that they have. It's just shows very diverse women of different backgrounds, and I thought that the colors really popped and just sitting between that yellow and that red. Um, I thought it just looked really nice and worked well together. And this was one of the early shots that I did as well. And my brother was out assisting me with this one. So that was a lot of fun that day. Always looking at the pictures, always kind of bring back a lot of memories of where I started and how far I've gotten.
Well, what about this one? This is another example, and it's right here in Harlem.
Of course, I had to take this picture with this girl with these big hoop earrings screaming Harlem. And I'm glad that I actually was able to get this artist's name in the picture. This is right on 125th Street on the east side. And I had my nephew come out with me because he he's kind of into the arts and photography as well. And of course, I'm auntie, so he's not really going to tell me no, he can't come help me. So this was right on 125th Street, and it's a beautiful art, just a representation of, just a beautiful black woman, the hues of green, the skin tone. I thought it was just a very strong image. And again, it just feels like a collaborative piece. So I found that, and they actually were doing a lot of construction at the time, and there were a lot of artists that were invited to come, and all the art was beautiful, but this one kind of spoke to me, and it probably was because it said Harlem is so definitive. I really like that one.
This one shows another thing. In addition to T-shirts, you do hats. What
Yes.
made you begin to expand your line from T-shirts to hoodies to sweats or whatever?
Right. So I definitely so because of the story behind the hoodie, it was definitely going to be hoodies. And t-shirts are probably the most wearable piece of wardrobe that you're going to have. Plain white t-shirt, graphic t-shirt, oversized, it doesn't matter. I know that everyone in this world has a t-shirt. So that was a kind of a no-brainer. And then the hoodies as well. But then I moved on to the hats because if I wanted to really kind of have this be like a business, I wanted to have several pieces in my collection. So the red hat was one of the first ones I did. That one was a plain cap. It's been distressed. I have a small knife that I use, and then I tweeze out the pieces, and then it's washed. So it's all done by hand. It's a little bit of a process. It's all done by hand. And when you get that hat, I did it myself. You could say I did it just for you. And so that is what you would call distressed, because the material has been cut and frayed to look very worn. And the more you wear it and wash it, the more worn and it's going to look.
That's interesting what you take for granted. I hadn't
Hmm.
even known that, you know.
Hmm. This
So,
one, oh, sorry,
hmm
go ahead.
no, go right ahead, hon.
This one is the denim hat. This is probably one of my best sellers. I love denim. Denim always plays really well. It's always good for fashion. A lot of people will wear jeans, but we see that more like cut up or cuts on the knees and frayed. So this one is a little bit more of a process because this one is bleached. It's a darker denim hue, and it'll take a couple of steps for me to bleach it because I can't do it all at once. You have to like bleach and then let the color fade and then bleach again and let the color fade some more till you get it right where you want it. And then that one is distressed and tweezed as well and then washed to get that frayed, worn look. And then it's presented to you just like that. That's how you would receive the item. Uh,
Really? They get it just
mhm.
like this?
Yep, packaged just like that. And of course I ship all over America and, hopefully international as the business continues to grow. But that one is made by hand, and that one is really, really popular.
Sweats. This one I like. I like this image too. And you do sweats.
Yes, I do the sweatpants as well. I have two taglines, fashion against oppression and where consciousness meets comfort. So even though it's a brand to empower and inspire, it's streetwear, so it still needs to be comfortable. It still needs to have a certain look, and you could throw on some sweatpants. The hoodie goes with it, but the sweats just have RH on it, and that comes in gray and it comes in black as well. And I kind of call it the like the throwback like grandpa sweats. They're like oversized because
Hmm.
everyone was kind of
Hmm.
doing like a slim fit look for a while, but these are just nice oversized, super comfy. And that t-shirt, the print is a little bit difficult to see, but it is done intentionally like that because sometimes I like the really bold flair of Red Hoodie collection than the RH, but then sometimes the simplicity, the fine print works really well. So that shirt says self love, self control, self preservation. And that just speaks to the inner you on a lot of different levels. And I put it on the side because to make it just a little bit different and to kind of draw attention to. So that's why the placement is on the side, and then it's in a fine print, you could call it, because it's not as defined as the RH on the sweatpants. But I
Now,
love the sweatpants. They're so
now I
comfortable.
notice with your t-shirt, you are into certain images.
Yes.
Whoops.
So
Go ahead.
I did that kind of like a series. I was calling it the black and white series. It's because the photographs are printed in black and white. Um, it is really paying homage to the people that have come before us that didn't have as many resources as as we do now, but still fought that fight like no other, like none that I've ever seen. Shirley Chisholm is a big inspiration to me. For anyone that doesn't know who she is, she was the first Black woman. She's Caribbean, but identifies as a Black woman, woman of color, and she was living in Brooklyn, and she was running for president to be the first African American woman president. And she did not win the election, of course, and we kind of know why. But Shirley Chisholm was really, really important to me, and it was her determination and her intelligence and what it is it's not just about Black people, but anybody who's just living in a world where they are oppressed, where it's just unfair. They're just living this unjust life for no reason other than because this is what someone is putting on them. So Shirley Chisholm was a true fighter, and she fought for everyone. And the tag of that shirt says, "Live a legendary life." And because of the work she did back then, is the reason why she's still talked about today. So she definitely has lived a life where she could be considered a legend in a lot of arenas because of what she put out and what she was able to accomplish at that time.
Now this one is Muhammad Ali, and this is in Harlem, I guess, right?
Yes, this is in Harlem as well. Really close to me at a right outside of a park nearby. Um, love Muhammad Ali, fellow Capricorn, one of the greatest fighters. He said it himself a million times, "I am the greatest." And let's not confuse his confidence with arrogance. He very much knew who he was, and he wasn't just a fighter in the ring. He was a fighter outside of the ring. And how I can see it is his agenda wasn't necessarily political, but just about fairness. And you don't have to be political to be fair. Those things don't have to go together. They don't have to outdo or compete with each other. He just had his ideas and how he felt about life and the things that he saw, and he brought it to the forefront, and he didn't have a problem speaking out and speaking his mind against it. And you already know, so much so that once he got on his path, and he was, with a brotherhood and hanging around certain people that were inspiring him and making him feel more connected, he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. So he was really serious on his journey and his path, and I wanted to showcase him as well. And again, in the black and white photo. And just to note that, um when I'm doing the printing of these, because it is old photos, the print may look a little bit like light or faded. And it's because I really wanted to have a very unique vintage look, because it
Ah,
is an old photo, an old image. So I really wanted to feel like it was done long ago, and we're just bringing the past into the present. Malcolm X, the one and only. Um, I could say so many things about Malcolm X. He is my top five. Um, Great inspiration, a great leader, very smart, and incredibly intelligent, forward thinking, forward leaning. And we all know that his mission and how powerfully he spoke. And he spent a lot of his time in Harlem, in the streets, handing out pamphlets, talking to crowds of people right after they're getting out of church on Sunday. And he dealt with a lot of adversity in his childhood, throughout his life. And he made his transition, excuse me, by just learning, educating himself, and following people that he really could connect with. And he really stood his ground, and he had to separate from certain parties when it wasn't really aligning with what was true to him. And I respect that about him so much. And he was all about integrity and justice. And when he got further along in his journey as well, you would see that again, the fight for Black people, African Americans in this country, is a fight that's going to really like stay on the tip of my tongue. But as Malcolm X was beginning to explore and travel and learn, there's so many people that are really fighting against the same thing that the common person is fighting against. When you're just not in charge and you don't have power, then you're just not in charge and you don't have power. And that's such a small way to live. And I feel like it's so unnecessary. And Malcolm X was traveling, and he was honestly figuring out that we're so much more powerful together against fighting a system. And so I really love that about Malcolm X as well, his intelligence, him learning, him educating while he was learning, and just opening up his mind to so many different things and so many walks of life as he got, further into this journey. And it was, such a shame that his time was cut short, but he did so much in the time that he had here.
this I like. I like this one. I like this hoodie.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the bold print, red hoodie collection. Um, it's it's a brand where I want to say something, but again, it's also streetwear, it's also fashion. So sometimes it's bold prints, it's colorful, it's in your face. So that's really like the logo red hoodie collection. And then I also am now going to start doing, a fine print for my minimalists, for my people that like to keep it simple. But this is the hoodie, and I'm wearing the hoodie now. And with this crazy New York weather, I try to put my hoodies up and put my coats up, and then I'm taking them back down the next day because it's raining or it's 50 degrees again.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. So I keep a hoodie on hand for sure. For sure.
And I like this one. Increase the peace or else.
Yes. So we all familiar with this phrase, increase the peace. This was ringing loud and clear in the 90s, but I had to add some pizzazz on it. And that's why I put the or else. because that's what do you think is going to happen? People are going to get pushed to a certain point, and they're
Yeah,
going to have to get pushed back. So it's like, like, let's increase the peace so we can just move
that makes a lot of sense.
on, pushing back and letting you know, like, hey, this is not okay. We can't do this. We can't continue to live like this. So the orals part is just a little of my sprinkle. It's a little of my boldness in there. And it kind of just makes me like laugh a little bit, but also it's like I'm dead serious.
I know
Um,
that's right. I
and
know
then
you
on the bottom,
definitely.
and then on the bottom it says good vibes community, because that's all that we want. We just all want to live peacefully. We all just want to have space for ourselves and room to grow. And it's hard to do that when you have to worry about so many other things that, again, I feel like are just unnecessary. So yes, increase the peace, or else, you don't want to push the people somewhere they don't want to be pushed. But good vibes community, that's all I'm ever trying to put out. That's all I ever want.
Now, this is another statement. It is what you are. What?
I am not your Negro.
Mhm.
In
You
the
did
very
make some
famous
statements,
words.
interesting statements. Go ahead, explain.
Yes, in the famous words of James Baldwin, one of my favorite authors, I picked up one of his books. I was in 12th grade, and it was a reading assignment. And I am an avid reader. I will say that much. I love to read. And I picked up this James Baldwin book, and I really think that that's the reason why I got a 98 my last semester of high school with this English teacher. She was really nice, but I liked the books that she was putting out, because I mean, for the most part in high school, I mean, we were reading like Shakespeare, and then there was another book that we had to read. And when you're reading for an assignment, you're reading to get that knowledge, but then I like to read for enjoyment. And I had picked up James Baldwin's book, and I really just connected, and I was like, wow, he's an amazing writer. And he was also, um I guess, maybe like an activist or an advocate in his own way.
He certainly was.
Yeah,
He
and he
certainly was, no question.
yes, and he moved to Paris, and he wrote a lot about black people and the condition of black people in America and what it is doing. And that was just a very powerful statement. And I was like, yeah, that definitely needs to be on a t-shirt.
Speaking of that, do you do some? This is a gentleman wearing your T-shirt here too.
Yes, yes, yes. This is a friend of mine. I asked him to come out, support, took some shots of him. This is in Harlem as well, right around the neighborhood. Um and this t-shirt says "F you, it's written out, and it does have the peace sign, but again, kind of falling in line with the, you might be in opposition with me, but there's no reason why we have to fight against each other. When I think that there's enough space for your ideas, my ideas, for you to live as freely as you would like, and for me to live as freely as I would like. And so, again, coming from a peaceful place, because sometimes that's all it is. You got to be like, you know what? F you, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm over here living my life, doing me, and no one should stop you from doing that. So that was just really kind of like, just, like a fun shirt, but still very bold. Say it how you feel, say it with your chest, say it to someone's face, but we don't have to do anything more than that. We don't have to fight once I've said what I've said and you've said what you've said. I can respect your ideas and your opinions just like you should be able to respect mine.
That
So
sounds
that's kind of like
incredibly simple, though.
it,
Okay,
and that's all I want. I lived a very, very, simple life. I'm not trying to have beef or problems with anybody. Again, it just wants to inspire and empower, and then still have some fun with it too.
And this one,
All right, so that's again the logo hoodie. I actually met this gentleman. I was at a how could I say it? I met this gentleman, not him, but I had met a gentleman. He was a playwright, and he was kind of debuting some of his art, and so he had some vendors in the building. I was there, someone else was there, and then this other woman was there, and she actually was writing children's books, which is something that I had thought about many times. Like I said, I used to be an educator, so I was reading children's books every single day, multiple times a day, and I was like, why don't I write a book? But I didn't follow that. I could circle back to it at any point in time, but that's just not where I'm at right now. But so it was just, just a nice group of artists, creatives, and just talent in the building. And he came up and we just kind of like connected like we were friends. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I'd love to take some pictures with the hoodie on. And then he just went to work. I think that was like the first shot. I was like, do you model? Like, he was just such a natural. I was like, I need you in my life right now. But so, and I definitely was, supporting him in his art endeavors. He has since move, but I hope that he's still, on his journey and creating and showing up for himself in a way that just feels good for him. So he was really nice. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so since this is almost like a family show today, I will just say that that is my cousin, and he is definitely repping the brand. I love him for that. He really was supporting me. He found that I was doing something, and he right away was like, "I need a hoodie. I need a hoodie." That was it, and I love that, the people that just jump right into action. So I got him in it, and just a little bit about the sizing. I go from at, so I would say that the hoodies are unisex. It is a men's cut hoodie, but a lot of ladies are just doing like the oversized look or for comfort. So that ranges from an extra small to a 2X. So for my gentlemen that are like tall, filled out, it would fit you just fine. And again, it's really comfortable, a nice quality hoodie that I'm using, that is lightweight but also warm. And so, family has to, had to hold me down. So I got my cousin in a hoodie. I think he looks really good in it.
what about the little ones?
So I had a few pieces for Red Hoodie Collection Kids, and it only made sense to do kids pieces because, not to sound cliche, but the children are our future. So it was like, let's get them in something that's, cool, fun, empowering. And this is my little niece, and she sat on the stoop so nicely to get her picture taken. And so I had it in like blue, gray, pink, just really simple, for the kids. And it was just a few kids pieces.
Like this.
Yeah, nice gray. The royal blue really pops, and it's comfortable. And they liked it, even if they didn't understand. Like, oh yeah, Red Hoodie Collection. We're fighting the good fight. It was cute, comfortable, wearable. And also durable, I guess. Kids are gonna move around. They're gonna spill stuff, whatever. So I thought they looked really good in the hoodies as well. So
And
cute.
this one, I like this one too.
Yeah, so yeah, back to the logo hoodie, and that is me, duh, outside in the park again. One of my favorite places to shoot is in the park. A lot of greenery. I think that green is a great background. It makes anything pop. And so I was the red with the black and red checkered flannel, and then that's one of the hats that I have as well. That's the dad hat, and I have it in red, pink, black, and green. The black usually goes away for the summertime, and I have the bright colors, and then I'll bring in it's actually called butter, but it's a nice, very, very pale yellow cap, and that'll be out again for the summertime. We like to keep it really, really light for the summer.
This is interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. There I am again. So just it's also good to kind of play with the looks. I always just have to go, back into the its fashion as well. So I like to give a lot of different looks. So I kind of had it maybe more like casual when I was outside by the water. I had it on with like some cut off shorts and stuff like that. But then now I have it on, a more kind of like a casual look with a blazer bag, just to also show like the diversity in the t-shirts, because a lot of people like to combine the aesthetics, like streetwear with bangles, or like like what's really popular is girls wearing like the cap, like a
Yeah.
hat with shoes with a blazer. So you just really kind of mix and match the pieces. So I just tried to take a lot of different shots to show the versatility and different ways it could be worn.
And this is for recreational purposes. I like this one.
It is for recreational purposes, and that was my first time going to the Yankee Stadium. I had never been to the old Yankee Stadium, and then they built the new Yankee Stadium right across the street from the old Yankee Stadium. I had never been before, so that was my first time in Yankee Stadium, and that was my second time going to a baseball game. And I'm just tell you this little maybe funny, not funny story, but when they put up the cam and they're just kind of panning through the audience.
Yeah.
I don't like to be on TV. I That desire went away when I was a child, after I thought I was going to be on like Double Dare or Family Feud or something like that as a little kid. But that was the one time that I wanted the camera to pan to me so I could be like, woo, woo, like get a picture of this. Like that would have been amazing. But that didn't happen. So I got my own picture right when the game was over and the crowd was clearing out. I took that picture right in the stands.
Well, this is the last one we have. I mean, there's so many, but this is the last one again. It's increase the peace. This is a
Yeah.
whole different look for you.
Yes, right, right, right. And again, just trying to show that versatility. So, also you see that the first increase of piece was in the maroon color. This second one is in a steel. Well, it's more like an Oxford gray color. And so, what I like to do is again different colors. I love maroon. It gives like when you see maroon and white, it gives kind of like a collegiate kind of a feel. And then the gray is just like more light and playful. You can wear it anytime. Most of the shirts that are in black and white only come in white, so that the photograph is in black and white. But then I have a few other pieces, and I'll probably have it in about two colors. And again, this is a unisex crew neck coming in from an extra small up to a 2X in size. So I tried to make the size is like really, really wide, wide range, so that most people, almost anyone could get it. I don't discriminate, big, small. It doesn't matter. If you like it, I love it, and I definitely want to see as many people as possible in my clothing. So I make sure I have like really inclusive sizes.
Oh, let me see something here. Lo, I really enjoyed this. And let me tell you what makes this so funny, folks.
Hmm.
She and I have been talking, right? And we're gonna say, okay, we don't know each other. So that's why I just called her Lo. And we was gonna get on here and I was gonna act like I don't know the sister and whatnot,
Hmm.
you know. And then she called me Lloyd and I said, boy, that sounds real strange. And then I saw Lanice straight on right there. I said, okay, okay, so it's my daughter, right? What you want?
That wouldn't have even been a dead giveaway, because you know how many straight horns are on Facebook right now, and I don't know none of them.
No,
I was gonna keep
somebody
it
that said, I bet
straight.
you they related. You know,
Hold on, they know us now. They go like, "Oh, that's my cousin. That's my cousin's cousin." We know how we do.
CeeLo, I told you to be a piece of cake. Okay. I love you so
Yeah,
much, honey. This is
me
this
too,
is really
pal.
great. But please go to her website. She's an entrepreneur. My kids are no joke. They really aren't. I mean, seriously, you met my first daughter, you met my second daughter right here, and then maybe you meet my third one. She's no joke either. So with the girls, there's something else. But her IG is redhoodie.c. Her TikTok is Red Hoodie Collections. Her email is redhoodieco @outlook.com. That's Red City, excuse me, Red Hoodie Co or Hoodie Co at
Mhm.
outlook.com. And please support the Sister Cash App $ LLSM1 $ uh, excuse me, yes, $LLSM1. Now, for people that want to order these T-shirts or hoodies or caps, how do they go about it?
So I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to say that please be patient with me, guys. My website is under construction. Of course, as a business, it's going to have some technical difficulties and hiccups and things of that nature. But I really wanted to kind of rebrand a little bit and have something very sleek and elegant. So I'm working on my website now. Please feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm probably the most active because I'm just starting to get more familiar with TikTok. You can also send me an email at redhoodieco at outlook.com. Even if you just want to say, hey, you like the merch, ask questions and stuff like that. Like I said, I've learned a lot about screen printing, and I'm always trying to connect with fellow screen printers, Black women who screen print. I'm always interested in connecting, learning, collaborating. And I like hearing feedback as well. I've done some pop ups, and those are always really fun. People always come out and are ready to support small businesses, interested in seeing what's new. And some people really kind of like to be the first person to have something because you never know how far a brand is going to go, and you might have a red hoodie collection original or one of one or something like that. So I love when people come out and support. It gives me a lot of that motivation and keep going. And then the feedback is also critical as well, to know like what you like, to really understand my customer a little bit more. So I take feedback, and I also take constructive criticism, because again, when you're opening yourself up to a platform, anybody can say anything. So I've also, one of the pros that you had asked me earlier in the show about having your own business is really just having like a really like a tough skin and believing in yourself more, and believing your thoughts and your words and your ideas more than anyone else's words, because that could just be a distraction. So I'm always just open to hearing what anyone has to say. Jump on Instagram, check me out, like a picture, comment. If even if you don't like it, that's cool too. I'm in the comment section. I know what people write in the comment section. Keep it cute, but you can always be honest with me. I can take it. So
Yeah, yeah.
any way you want to reach out and get in touch with me, I would love that. I really would love that.
Lo, I am so proud of you, honey, and I love you
Thank
very
you.
much. There is no doubt about it. So much as us trying to kind of do it this way. All right. But anyway, honey, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to, so I want to thank my daughter very much for doing this. And I'm going to stay on a little bit longer and take some of your comments, questions, whatever the case is. Um, but I was very proud of my daughter. At first, she didn't want to come on, but she put so much into what she does. So I wanted to show her some love too. So I do thank you. But we were supposed to pretend like we don't know each other. So what can I tell you? Anyway, let me go to um, the people, and of course, I'm going to ask you, please support my daughter, and please support anyone out here who is trying to establish a business or whatever. It is not easy. Believe me, it is not easy. Um, okay, let's see who we got here. Good evening, everyone. All right, peace. Any feedback would be appreciated. Okay, Deidre Brown, that would be nice, but you didn't include your birthday. Um, that would help. Let me see. And to Stephen William and Carolyn, those are always my buddies, my cosmic buddies. And this, okay. Um, all right. Hello, Lloyd. This is Charlene Adams. I will be doing a contract for a new house built this Friday, September the 17th. Is that good? Well, the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, if this is Charlene Adams, I know this, born on 10/10, and that's a Libra. This is being constructed in the sign of Taurus, which is also ruled by Venus. Venus is a common planet that governs both Taurus and Libra in the first place. So therefore, that would be very good. It all depends on also what the house address is too, because I did a piece on houses, and maybe I'll do that again. In fact, maybe that's what I'll do when I do my next topic. Like, all you gotta do is give me your address, and I can kind of describe it. So so in other words, because your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9, Charlene, if you can get a house number that adds up to the 1 or the 4 or the 9, that would be it. And even in that case, you could get one. You can also make some changes too. All right. So I hope that answers the question. Okay. And Momo Green, yes, we are. We're having a blessed day. I'm very happy to have had my daughter on. She was a little bit nervous. I was too. And well, listen, it's all organic. Okay. Um, let's see. All right. And Maya, thank you so much. And yeah, so we really need to look out for each other. We need to look out for our children. Our children need to look out for us too. And let's see. This is a lot of thank yous. Thank you very, very much. T. McDonald says, "Love your style. Have you ever considered becoming a stylist?" That's a good question. Hold on one second. What's your take on that?
I didn't realize I was still here. I was just sitting patiently, like, to watch the rest of the show like I normally do.
I know.
Thank you so much.
I mean, they might as well get it from the source. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Thank you so much. I actually had thought about being a stylist before I started doing the clothing line. But I still think about it often, and I actually follow a lot of stylists on Instagram to kind of see like what looks they're putting together, how they keep it hot. So I definitely have thought about that before, but thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that.
A child says, "Hey, Red Hoodie is fire."
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Trying to keep it hot. Yes.
Uh,
Thank you.
wow. Thanks so much, Momo. She says, "Brother Lloyd, give yourself a tap on your shoulder. You have raised a strong, smart, and successful sister. Sky's the limit for her." I'm very honored. I'm very blessed to have children that I really, really love and I really support, and I let them find their way. Now, if any of you are asking, of my children, do any of them know numerology like I do? No, but they all know their number. I told them they better not say I'm their dad and they don't know what their number is. Don't be hurting my feelings. So that's the only thing I ask of them. So,
Hmm.
so for
Hmm.
example, today my daughter, this particular daughter, Capricorn, is born on the 24th of the month, and today is the 15th. So I figured, well, let me align it. And if you look at the Star 8 app, my mobile app, today for her would be a double green star day. And she was a little nervous, but we've been having fun. I told her we've been having fun, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
this is it. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Momo.
Yeah, Mr. VIP said Capricorn in the house. Okay. Yeah, you can always tell.
Yes. All
Okay.
right.
And
I love my cabs.
Barbie Greenwich says, "This is the day. This is the day, and we are still fighting." Good evening, all. So all I want to do is, it
Definitely.
says, when is the Prime Prince dropping?
Oh, that's a great question. It'll be soon. I'm actually going to make the screen myself. So I was talking about a little bit about like having to get someone to do it. I didn't want to outsource. So I'm working on the screen currently. Gonna it's a process, but I'm working on the screen and I need a nice sunny day to help me to expose the screen because that's how it's actually done. It's like a stencil in a screen. And so as soon as that is done, I'm going to take some promo pictures and just do a couple of blasts on Instagram. So hopefully within the next week, it should be dropping. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Thank you for
Uh,
asking.
Carolyn says she has increased the piece also.
Yes, yes, yes. And I have the picture of you in it. That was a great day. That is my lovely cousin, and she goes hard. She's an entrepreneur as well. So she supports me. I support her. We work together. So yes, please increase the peace.
And
Love that.
your sister Kara also said hello too.
Oh, hello, sister.
And Momo says, I just thought of something. Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, all of them started with an M. That also goes for Marcus Messiah Garvey too, which is one of my heroes.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, what say you? I say fine. And in fact, Muhammad Ali was a Capricorn, Malcolm X a Taurus, Mahatma Gandhi a Libra, and Martin Luther King another Capricorn.
Another Capricorn. Yes,
I know it
yes.
sounds a little partial, right? So anyway, oh, and it's for Brother Baldwin. Somebody mentioned Baldwin. He was a Leo, born August the 2nd.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
nice,
yeah. He's a
nice.
Leo. A man that spoke his piece, and
Mm-hmm.
that they could not control in terms of what to come out of his mouth.
Right. Those fire
Cheering you
signs.
on from Atlanta. What a creative and inspirational clothing collection. Wishing your business extreme success. Definitely an ATL vibe. And kudos to your parents and families. Yes,
Thank
I'm,
you,
I'm blessed with
Veronica.
I'm
Shout out
blessed
to
with very
ATL.
I'm blessed with very loving children. Um, oh, this is and she says my daughter has a hoodie collection. Must support our children and their endeavors. Yay!
Oh, that's so
Maybe we can do that
cool.
and talk about what your daughter has too. All righty.
Yeah, I wish her the best
Yeah.
of luck. Please, send if you want to send me a message on Instagram. Let's chat. I want to see what your daughter's up to. That's so
And I gotta
cool.
thank Empress Rel, my moderator on Wednesdays, and she put out where you can get in touch with my daughter on her media sites, and also how to order your hoodie collection, and also how to leave a Cash App donation.
Hey, Empress
Okay.
Ro. Thank you for holding my dad down on Wednesdays.
See, Miss Sylvia said your name gave it away. That's why I was saying low. It's supposed to be just low, not low, Lee Strayhorn. I mean, come on. And you try to say, well, all these Strayhorns. Yeah, right. Okay,
People.
okay, okay. See, you got to be more original, honey. Okay, that's all.
Ay, ay, ay.
Jacqueline
Hilarious.
says, "Low, do you take custom orders? Let's say chop hoodies or so." That's interesting.
Crop hoodies.
Yeah,
So
crop, not chop.
because I make the screens, I'm usually just producing my own merch. But I did meet a young woman in Harlem who I'm thinking about doing some collabs with her and bringing some business her way because she does heat press. But I definitely can cut and distress and give your hoodie some extra pizzazz. And I'll actually figure out a way where Hmm, that's so interesting. I think I'll figure out a way where if you want to order it and just want it to be regular, but then if you want me to kind of trick it out, then I'll actually maybe have you be able to like check the box. See, and that's why I'm getting the website together. So you can have those options.
Good, good, good. Oh, and
Oh, I
somebody says,
remember
but
meeting
y'all look
Monique.
alike. We don't look alike.
No, we don't. We look like strangers.
Two different strangers. That's right. Don't get it twisted. We don't look alike at all. Um, oh, and for Monique, who is the owner of Nicholas Brooklyn, who is sponsoring the show, she says it isn't easy. It isn't easy. And let me tell you, she's been in the business for a long time. And although it's made very attractive and whatnot, just the logistics of what she has to do, probably get supplies and sales and staff
Mhm.
and people just come in there and they just bop everything they can get their hands on, and it looks real easy from that end. But she's have the one that has to refill the supplies, refill the orders, do this and that, put everything
Right.
together. So Monica is one of my heart. I got a lot of respect for this lady. Okay, I
Yeah, it was
got to
definitely
tell you.
nice meeting you, Monique, at the at Nicholas. That was a great experience for me.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, finally got a birthday. Okay, August 8th, 88. I'm going into a seven personal year in a, a 7 year age, 36 good year to run for mayor. Really,
Mm.
really. If so, that's interesting because you are in a seven personal year. But what that means is this: if you're serious anywhere from the fall into 2025, 2026 will be very important because in 2025, you'll be in an 8 personal year. And notice all those eight you got. Eights are executives, managers, supervisors, directors. So just out of the four numbers, four letters in your name, I mean, in your birthday, three of them are eights. Then next year is the year of the number nine. Then the following year, you'll be in a 9 personal year. So I would say, yes, you should do it. Yes, you should run for mayor. And we want your autograph. All right. And when it happens, we want you on the show. Okay. See how it goes. I'm saying, yes, you should. And yes, you're going to win. If you're serious, yes, you're going to win. That's all. Timing is everything. Okay. This person asks any insight on my baby's birthday. Yes, she's very sensitive, very picky, very selective about her eating habits and dietary laws. She needs a hug twice a day, Jennifer. All right, just say, "Come here, girl." Once you give her a hug, she's good. All right. She'll probably want to sleep in your bed way past the time, even though she got her own bed, her own room. She still want to sleep with mommy. Okay, but
Turtle's
she's
fun.
very psychic, and she should pay you should pay close attention when people come in and you know how we say, oh, say hi to Mrs. So and so or so and so, and she don't want to. Just take a note. You ain't got to accuse nobody, but she has more intuition than you know. Okay. And
That's
Jennifer
really
also
nice.
says, thank you also for the show tonight. I really enjoyed it myself personally. Your daughter's beautiful. I think so too. Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you, Jennifer.
uh, she
And I
said,
think Aries is a really cute name for your baby, for your son. It was her son, Dad.
what happened?
It was her son.
Oh, so son,
Yeah, I
thank
think
you.
Aries is a really cute name for your son.
Yeah, well, but it's very interesting because that makes it even more closer that he will stick with you. And yeah, you're gonna have to put him out your bed and all that stuff. But two children are very sensitive, and I tell them a hug twice a day does wonders for them. Two children don't like being shouted at. You can talk to them. You don't have to shout. You don't have to do those things. You can catch more bees with honey with a number two child than you can any other way. So if you use that approach, and I'm sure you do, this would make sense. Okay, this says my name is Mo Tall, um, and they're born in. So okay, so evidently either you're born in the South or born outside the United States because normally we will put the month in front, the day in the middle, and the year last. So anytime I hear the date is first, like the 19th of November, 1977, that tells me there's a high degree that you're born in some other part of the country or the world or whatever the case is. But nonetheless, you are a Scorpio one person. Your numbers are the 149 in this particular year. I think you might be in an 11 personal year. And if I did it right in my head, that means this is a year to go about your year with vision. This month, in fact, is a month where you're doing a lot of soul searching. June is a money month, and August, July, and August are your travel months. That's for sure. But your numbers again are the 149, and Sundays and Tuesdays are your best days. And what say you? I'm thinking of starting a side business. Is this a good year for you? Well, yes, but with vision. But I would say that's going to come in August because in August you'll be in a one personal year, one personal month, and that's a good time to launch, especially in around yes, because August is one of your months. Your months of February, followed by April, followed by August, followed by November. So it would be in August because in fact, if I do this, your two, because I reduced the 11 to a two, added to the 8 personal month, that's a 10 or one. So you will be in your element. So yes, so try to start somewhere around the new moon. Where is my moon book? Um, I can tell you that would be the best time for you. And starting a business is not easy. Trust me, it is not by no stretch of the imagination. The new moon will be on the 4th of Sunday. And in fact, if you have my a Star 8 app, my mobile app, it'll be a triple green star day for you on that day. That would be the day to kind of launch it or start it. Okay. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Yes. I got a sneaky suspicion that business on the side will probably become a main business too. Are you aware of any issues with your Star 8 app? Yes, I have. Evidently, there's a thing with these apps called certifications or certificates. And one certificate expired, and another one it's a lot. It's a lot. So yes, what I'm saying is the thing I said is if you have any questions about the app, What I want you to do is send me right here. Go to a star 8, okay.com. That's to load it down, because if you can't do it on the platforms, maybe you can do it through my website at star8.com. But if not, if you have a problem or concern, 9 times out of 10 you are probably an Apple owner. Android owners are not having a problem. It's the Apple people that seem to be challenging. So I don't know what's going on with their algorithm, okay, which I have no control over, but I know my developers are working on it. But if you do, please send it, your direct questions, to me at a star8llc@gmail.com, and I will forward it directly to my developers, and they will get back to you, because that's exactly what my developers do. They get right back to you. All right. They'll ask you the kind of phone and whatever the case is. All right. Um, Fox Sinatra says his oldest daughter is born December the 26th. So she's a double Capricorn. Here's what I mean. She's under the sign of Capricorn. Well, each number rules a zodiac sign too. She's born on the 26th, and 2 plus 6 is 8. And that is governed by Saturn, which governs Capricorn. So you got a double Capricorn daughter. She's not only your oldest, she's oldest spiritually in all other ways, very mature. She needs to run her own business. This particular year, in fact, finds her in a one personal year, which is good for self-starting and things of that nature. And your daughter is very intense too. And it's even interesting because she's born in the year of 98, which would add up to 17, which is an 8. Eartha Kitt. By the way, if you ask me, Eartha Kitt, she was Aquarius. Okay. That's what she was. Thank you with that one. Okay. Okay. Thanks for the kindness. I thank all of you very, very much. And this is my other daughter saying, love to you, Lanice. Yeah. I'm blessed with nice children. But then again, I was blessed with nice parents. And maybe that's also too. And I try to treat them just the way my parents, I will say this. When my daughter started courting or dating, right? I would tell them, well, honey, when you get these guys, you tell them how mean I am. And they would laugh at me. They said, Daddy, you're so nice. But I says, they don't know it. See what I'm saying? They don't know that. So that's still my little rule. They don't know it. Okay. Oh, and Lanice says, hi, I have several hoodie pieces, sweatsuit, and several shirts. Thank you, daughter. You're going to see you already. Okay. You have some pieces available?
No, I don't. I'm trying to think.
Somebody said Lanice Strayhorn, that's you. Hi,
No,
I have
no,
several
maybe.
red hoodie pieces, a sweatsuit, several t-shirts. Thank you, daughter. Great interview. Is there another Lanice Strayhorn? You might be right.
This
Maybe we're not related.
I don't know. That's very interesting. Is someone impersonating me right now? So funny. I don't know. Now I gotta figure this out. That's interesting.
Yeah, okay. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. Okay.
Show yourself. No, I, don't, I didn't write that.
Monique
That's
says she just said a
hilarious.
Cash App donation. Thank you
Oh,
so,
thank you
so
so
much,
much,
Monique.
Monique. I really
Monique
appreciate that.
is
Thank you
really
so
Angela's sweetheart.
much.
Okay.
That's greatly appreciated.
And Charlie, she thinks she's got a joke. She says, "Y'all both in denial." Haters, you
She's
can always
trolling
tell the haters,
right
right? She says, "Y'all both in denial." We look alike. Okay, no, I don't. No, I don't. So anyway, um,
now.
it's. But I got to tell you, let me see. Oh, and she says her daughter will definitely appreciate that. I do. Yes, my show is
What's up?
metaphysically oriented in kind. But just like people gave me a chance to come on the air without no strings attached, I try to do the same. And I see my daughter work very, very hard building her line of hoodie products and whatnot. And she didn't fight me, but she was about hesitant about coming on the show. Same with my first daughter too. But I'm glad she did, and I'm telling you, I'm having fun. So let me know. Send the comment to a star8llc@gmail, along with the contact information, a phone number, and whatnot. Monique says her nephew is a 2, and that's the nature of a 2. It's water ruling feelings and emotions and hunches. And this is Stephen E, my man. He is November the 17th. He is in a 9 personal year. So this year means this is a year to fulfill something you've been after, or a time to terminate losses or get rid of things, but definitely a time to embark on long distance trips, being a earth sign with a water number. Your key numbers are the 8, 9, and 6, and your best days are on Saturday and Friday and Thursday. They were born in Senegal. Momo said they were born in Senegal. Correct, Dakar. Um, that's interesting because the president of Senegal, the young brother, he's about 40, 45, 44, 45. He's in Aries. In fact, he won the election on his birthday of March 24th. He has 2 wives. And the brother was in jail about 2 weeks before he won the election. So it's very, very interesting. And the brothers are not playing, and France know this too. Okay. So anyway, that's a whole nother story for those in the politics. Brandon Saunders, thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated. And Fox 29, I can tell you this. Your daughter is born on the 26th of December, as you said, in 1998. And it's interesting. She's born in the year of the 8. You're born in the year of the 8. And your numbers are the 2, 7, and 5. Those are your best days. And you got a birthday coming up at the end of the month. So we'll say happy birthday up front. And it tells me, I always describe men this way, born on a 2, that women are your blessing and your curse, Fox. In a sense, and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, either working around a lot of women, having women supervisors, whatever. And like your daughter, I know she got you wrapped right around her little finger too. Okay, that's how it is, and very sensitive. All right. Now Jeff Brown is just the opposite. Jeff Brown think he's the greatest thing since ice cream. You can't tell this man jack. Okay, as far as he's concerned, he likes to. He's a fire sign with a fire number too. So that means he's passionate. And you cannot talk to him any kind of way you think, and that's going to fly. You will get your feelings hurt, right, Jeff? That's how that works with him. And he's also very mature too, and yet very sensitive about this. And you're born into a family that's very odd and unusual. The Brown family, they into this and that. Like, what's up with that? But anyway, your numbers are the 9, 3, and 6. Okay. Okay. Let's see something. Okay, I think that's about it. This is where you go to a star8.com. And Momo says now she got her GPS coordinates. Okay, is this you again? My favorite is, did you write that, dear?
No.
You didn't write that, Lo?
But maybe I know who it is.
Huh?
No, I
They
didn't
got your
write
name on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, yeah, play detective.
I'm
Okay.
gonna figure it out.
T. Douglas says they've been told that they are 9, and that is exactly right because you're born on the 9th day of the month in the sign of January, which is Capricorn. So you are an earth sign with a fire number. So 9, 8, and 6s are your numbers. So since this is the year of the 8 and next year is the year of the 9, I'd expect you to do very, very well. In fact, this year you're in a 9 cycle year to fulfill some things you've been wanting, to also begin to phase things out that you felt you've outgrown, no longer of value or purpose to you. And next year, which is the year of the, because 2025 adds up to the year of the 9. So that's really when you shine. But it shines in a way where you begin new, you begin fresh all over again. And it says, what she says, I don't think I have a 9 personality. Well, that depends on your name. That's a whole nother thing too. But anyway, this is where you go. If you have any problems with the app, no, it's about there. Believe me, I've been pressing them. I've been really pressing because my name is all on this app. Okay. And I normally handle my business, but I'm learning that in the world of putting apps together, it's not as simple as it's made out, especially when you're dealing with major platforms like iOS and Android. So I'm learning. It's a learning experience, but I'm persistent though. Okay. Thank you for everything. This is Brother Abdul. You too, since you're a water sign with a water number, it means you're very affectionate, very friendly, very adaptable, very intuitive, which means you should follow through with that too, because your numbers are the 2, 7, and 3. And you will find that this year for you is going to be a year for you to expand, to grow, to widen your horizons, your contacts, and your networks and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, this is Hi Baba, Lloyd and beautiful daughter. I was able to uninstall the app and reinstall it once I did that back in business. Good. That's what I was told. So good. Let me say this. I was told by my developer that what we need to do is uninstall and reinstall because they've got a new certificate. Apple, they're doing something I don't understand. It's between Apple and the developers. There's a certification that they need in order to move forward with the app. Excuse me. So last week, my developer and I was talking, and we updated the certification, whatever they needed. So it should be working. Thanks for that, co-colors. I really, really appreciate that. So for those of you who may have problems, especially Apple users, let me slow down. Just uninstall and reinstall, and maybe that'll do it. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate that. Okay. All righty. I did give you a brief interpretation, Brother Brown. I hope you heard that. So, oh, we got the answer. It's your mother.
Ah, I see. I read the last part. I wasn't sure. Ask me. Huh. Very interesting.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for
Okay.
tuning in.
Okay, everybody, I do want to thank you very, very much. Um, that's
Oh,
just correct from jail to the president. Okay. All righty. So everybody, I think that's it. Do let me know. Lo, I love you very much, honey. Thanks for doing this. I told you it would be a
thank
piece of cake. I don't be
you.
playing. Plus, you know where I live and you know what I look like. So I
That's
wouldn't do that
true.
to you. But this is where you go. Uh, and that's why I call her Lo, because we all call her Lo privately, but her name is Lanice. And she is an excellent entrepreneur. All my children are kind of enterprising. That's kind of how we was raising them. And IG is Red Hoodie. Her TikTok is Red Hoodie Collection. Her email is Red Hoodie Co at outlook.com. Please send that. And to the person who sent the cash app, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, thank you.
This girl
Thank
need
you
all
so
the
much.
money she can to do what she does. It costs a lot. I had no. Let me tell you, when you run a business, be prepared. You got to make an investment. Ain't nobody doing no handouts. Not in the world of business. The equipment that she has to buy, the things she has to do. I have a deep understanding and appreciation for what she does. And for that, I honor and salute her. It's not easy. But I love you, honey.
Thank you,
Okay.
Dad. Love
All
you
right.
too.
All right. So I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to end this show by letting people know. Let me do this with the banner. Okay. Today's show, and I enjoyed this, as y'all can tell. Oh, by the way, before I start, Monday, we're going to have Nina Diamond on. The name was spelled incorrectly at the time I did this flyer. It's now Needa. Nina Diamond. She wrote a book about the 80s and whatnot. It's a very interesting book. I got it on my table here. We're going to be talking about that on Monday. But in the meantime, I definitely need to thank all my sponsors, but now I need to be more specific. I'm going to start with Dr. Yana Woodhouse. It's every Wednesday. That's tonight at 7. Okay. Actually, there's a kind of a conflict there. Didn't know, but she's having a 5-week course. These are the schedules. May the 15th, the 22nd, the 29th, um, June June the 5th. Okay. These are the ones she's having. So please support our sponsors. Also, you got to get this product. That's all I can tell you. I'm very, very serious. You could tell right away the impact of what it does. And you should go to the website too. It's everything, but like, no, it's free of heavy metals, gluten, wheat, dairy, soy, yeast, sugar, artificial flavors, sweeteners, fillers, preservatives, added colors, and or animal byproducts such as gluten, gelatin, cholesterol, or collagen. So what I'm saying is this, and I'm telling you, when you open this product, when you open the bottle, there is a smell like I've never smelled. Like, I've got all the supplements because I'm in the health and stuff like that, but this smells like it is not made here. That's all I can tell you. And when you understand it comes from the beautiful island of St. Lucia, all the products that went into this, it's a wonderful product. By the way, I would be remiss when you order the product, you tell them, you write in the code numbers. When you say numbers, you get a 10% discount. That's very important. I hope I mentioned it. Yes, I went Monday. But when you're ordering your product, say numbers, and you will automatically get a 10% discount that will automatically kick in. And also, Nicholas Brooklyn, Monique is my girl. She has a beautiful daughter named Nicole, and uh, and she's a hardworking mom and a hardworking businesswoman. She doesn't play, but then again, she's a number 9 too. So once you know how these numbers work, you know who and how they roll. So she's very serious. It's at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn. And this weekend on Sunday, May 19th, she is having an event. All right. And it's going to be from 1 to 7 p.m. That's the phone number at the bottom. In case you need to get more particulars, is 718-838-4400. That's 718-838-4400. And it's going to be a really relaxing, rejuvenating experience. It's indulging and vegan. I mean, Monique don't play. That's all. Go to Nicholas Brooklyn, please. That's my sponsor. And also, Miss Kimberly, Manifest on Purpose. I listen to her shows every Monday, every Wednesday. Hers is in the morning, thank goodness, because we be clashing, because I got to do my show. But over and above that, uh, the thing she talks about, she reminds me so much of Iyanla Vanzant, where she'll take a page from her life, but the universal principles are the same. So I would encourage all of you to kind of like lend an ear to her podcast, Manifest on Purpose. And finally, to Jazz Aphrodite. That's my lady. She is having a cardology class this Saturday, the 18th. So I want to thank her. She has been sponsoring me for months, and I really, really appreciate her. She has been my moderator every Monday without fail for months. So to this, I honor her. I thank her, and y'all can do the same by signing up for that course and learning the art of cardology. All righty. So everybody, I think that's it. Oh, by the way, let me say this. Let me get in another plug. And it's for me, just a little bit. I want to let you know that please sign up for my free monthly newsletter, May. Although we're at the halfway point already, it's amazing. And the beautiful thing is, I have coordinated with Miss Kimberly of Manifest on Purpose, where each and every month we now do a audio version of the monthly forecast, except it's much extended. So if you go to YouTube, it's just May 2024 Astronumerology forecast by zodiac sign. And when you get there, you just click. You have the option. You can listen. I think it was an hour and 25 minutes. Okay, that we did this program. So you can have the option of listening from beginning to end, or as you click on it, you just go, when you click on the description, just go right to your sign. And you just, and in this way, some of you read your sun sign, some of you read your moon sign, some of you read your ascendant. This way you got the best of all worlds. All righty. So that's it too. And finally, for this summer coming up, I am going to be giving a certification course of teaching you how to be a professional numerologist and do this for a living. It is not easy, but it's fun. It's going to take some time. So if you're used to instant gratification, just add water. This is not the course for you. And we're only going to let but so many people in, because I need to give everybody who is serious enough to do this my undivided attention. And that you will have, I guarantee you, and you will be the best of the best. The only difference is I have more years put into this game than you do. But if you do this long enough, you'll catch up with me and probably go beyond what I've been able to contribute to the world of numerology. Okay, so what you do there is go right here to a star 8 LLC at gmail.com. Say you're interested, and my sister will send you out some information so you can sign up for it. And again, thanks, Co-Colors. Yeah, so now I'm going to promote the fact that please download a star 8 on your mobile phone. It's for Android and for Apple, and it's ASTAR number 8. And it's a star, like a star in the heavens with an 8 attached to it. And I thank you. And this is where you go. Should you have problems, whether Android or Apple, just write me at the bottom, a star 8 LLC at gmail.com, and I will send it to my developers, and my developers will probably get directly back to you. Okay. And you can explain it. I don't know. All I do is I just turn the thing on, and I do the best I can. Anyway, for those of you who like this TikTok, I'm on TikTok too. Okay, that's it. Hold on. Let me do this. Thank you. And hold up. Lo, I want to thank you too, girl.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate
Thank,
it.
thank you for taking the chance. I told you it'd be fun. I
Yeah,
told
I had to get over my fear
you,
and,
no big deal.
step out on faith. And I was here for my business, but this is also really something special because it's nice to be sitting with my dad having this conversation. So I'm glad I did it. And thank you to my sister who kept encouraging me after I told her a million times, so many phone calls. And she's like, you can do it. You can do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I thank everybody for being here and for your continued support. You guys could be anywhere doing anything and you show up. So that is greatly, deeply appreciated.
The feeling is mutual, honey. And again, love you very much. I can't thank you enough. Everybody, I want you all to have a nice day, a nice weekend. I'll see you on Monday with Nina Diamond to kick off the week.